Good training today. Something that has been requested a few times. And so I'm happy to jump into this today. And we're going to talk about like why your body feels puffy, inflamed, and stuck even when you're trying. And so this is that inflammation conversation that most women are missing. And I want to start today by talking about a feeling a lot of women struggle to explain, but they feel it like every single day. And that feeling is just that like, I feel off in my body, right? Not necessarily like sick or injured, just puffy, inflamed, heavy, bloated, foggy, achy, tired, right? Like your body doesn't feel like home anymore. And what makes this especially frustrating is a lot of women are actually trying. Like they're trying to drink more water, they're eating healthier, they're trying to lose weight, they're taking supplements, they're doing the workouts, they're starting over every Monday and trying to be disciplined and still feel swollen and exhausted and inflamed and stuck. And eventually every woman is going to start wondering like, what in the world is wrong with me, right? Like doing all these things, why is nothing changing? How many of you have ever looked in the mirror and thought, I feel puffy and inflamed like all the time and I don't know why? Drop me in the chat. Yeah, a handful of us, right? Yeah, it impacts women way more emotionally too than I think we might even realize, because when your body is constantly feeling swollen and uncomfortable, you stop feeling like yourself, right? You don't feel good in your clothes. You avoid mirrors. You avoid pictures. Your rings are fitting tighter. Your stomach feels distended. Your face feels puffier, and you wake up just like looking exhausted. And then comes the self-blame, right? So we start thinking, maybe I'm eating too much. Maybe I'm lazy. I need to just tighten things up, or maybe I just need more discipline. Just need to get my act together, right? And then we restrict. We cut more foods. Maybe we start another cleanse. We start punishing the body harder. But what the body is not asking for more punishment, right? It's asking for more support. And so just about, I don't know, like a week ago, I had a lady tell me like, I feel so swollen no matter what I do. And honestly, like she was just exhausted trying to fix it. She was eating cleaner. She cut the gluten. She cut the dairy. She tried low carb. She was drinking her water. She had done like a handful of different detoxes and fasting protocols. She had a whole countertop full of supplements, just working herself into the ground at the gym. And she just still felt inflamed, puffy, and exhausted and really uncomfortable in her body. And underneath all of that, she was just really terrified that she was becoming old. That was the focus. She's like, I don't even recognize myself anymore. And I feel like this is what it feels like to get old. And that really hit me hard, because what she really needed is not like another random protocol that she's finding on TikTok, right? She needed someone to help her understand why her body was responding the way it was. And so this is where I need to shift the conversation, because the internet has reduced inflammation down to things like don't eat sugar, don't eat seed oils, and avoid gluten, right? And while food can contribute, this conversation is so much bigger than that. Inflammation is not just about food. It's a stress response, okay? So your body creates inflammation as a protective mechanism. It's part of our healing, repair, our immune function, and our survival. Like you need inflammation, but the problem happens when your body gets stuck there, like chronically, right? Chronic inflammation. And most of it in midlife are living lifestyles that their nervous systems were never designed to sustain long-term. They're overstimulated, underslept, emotionally overloaded, under-recovered. They're constantly rushing, chronically dieting, running on caffeine, disconnected even from like their hunger and fullness cues, and mentally carrying the weight of everyone. Yeah, can you relate? Your body keeps score of that too. So I want you to imagine like your body has a stress bucket, okay? Every stressor fills it. poor sleep, emotional stress, blood sugar crashes, gut dysfunction, alcohol, undereating, overtraining, chronic pain, hormone shifts, and nutrient deficiencies, anxiety, rushing constantly, even unresolved trauma, or never feeling safe to rest. And eventually, like, imagine feeling it, that bucket overflows, right? And when it overflows, the body starts waving its flags, okay? And those flags often look like the puffiness, belly bloating, severe fatigue, sugar cravings, brain fog, water retention, joint pain, digestive issues, that stubborn weight, and really poor recovery, because women don't understand what's happening. They interpret those symptoms as, I just need to eat less, right? And that's where that cycle gets worse. And so the undereating and overstressing is a trap. It's like one of the biggest traps that women fall into, is that your body's already overwhelmed, and then they add more stress trying to fix it, right? So, they're trying to skip meals, they're undereating protein, they're fasting excessively, overdoing the cardio, surviving only on caffeine, and kind of white knuckling through those cravings. And biologically, their body becomes more stressed. Now, cortisol it stays elevated. Those cravings start to intensify. The blood sugar becomes completely unstable. Recovery worsens, inflammation rises, and sleep quality drops. And many women start holding more water and belly fat while eating less, which makes them panic even harder, right? Like, it's making it worse. The things that we used to do or used to work for us are no longer working, and doing it even worse, right? Putting us in an even more terrible position. So I really need you to hear this next part, because this is where many women unknowingly keep themselves stuck, okay? Your body cannot heal in survival mode. And I don't mean that you need like this perfect stress-free life, because that's just unrealistic, right? I mean your nervous system. It was never designed to be overstimulated, under-rested, emotionally overloaded, over-caffeinated, constantly rushing, constantly dieting, and constantly feeling behind for years at a time, right? And yet that's exactly how many women are living, right? So let's talk about nervous system regulation. So a regulated nervous system doesn't mean you meditate on a mountain for 2 hours, right? It means your body has moments where it feels safe enough to recover. And because a body that constantly feels threatened, it behaves different, right? It craves differently, it stores differently, sleeps differently, recovers differently. And this is where women get frustrated, because they're trying to create fat loss in a body that still feels like it's surviving. So here's some real life examples. So say you wake up anxious, pick up your phone, you start scrolling first thing, right? You slam your coffee before your food, you rush throughout the whole day, barely sit down, skipping lunch, constantly multitasking. We feel guilty for just resting. We work out exhausted, and then we eat dinner overstimulated, and then we scroll ourselves till we fall asleep, right? Your body never actually like downshifts, right? So your digestion suffers, those cortisol patterns become really dysregulated, your sleep quality drops, those cravings increase, that inflammation stays elevated, and your recovery worsens. And then women wonder why their body still feels puffy, exhausted, and inflamed. So I want to give you some things that you can start doing today that actually support your body. Okay, so this isn't like a trendy biohack or anything. This is just some simple things that'll help your body feel safer, more supported, and less inflamed, that you can start right now. So number one is stop starting the day in your fight or flight mode. It's one of the biggest things women can do, is stop hitting stress before your feet even touch the floor. So before the emails, before social, before notifications, before that chaos, I want you to try 5 deep breaths, and or stepping outside, and or light stretching, and or protein and hydration before caffeine, ladies. This one is so important. This will be a life changer if you try any of those 4: protein, water, protein, then coffee. Okay. Never ask you to get rid of it, but man, will that do wonders for your blood sugar regulation, your cortisol first thing in the morning. It's already high. Just changing that one piece can be a complete game changer. But yeah, so 5 deep breaths, step outside, light stretching, water, protein before coffee. And your body notices how you start the day. And if you start it solid, it will carry into your afternoon and into your evening. So number 2 is eat protein consistently. This is huge. Many women are massively under eating protein and don't even realize how much that it impacts the cravings, the recovery, your inflammation, your blood sugar, your muscle preservation, and your hormones, ladies. And I think like a lot of women are shocked when they feel exhausted or ravenous at night. They feel weak and inflamed and constantly hungry. But protein is not just for muscle builders, okay? Protein provides the raw materials that your body uses for tissue repair, the neurotransmitters in your brain, recovery, your hormone support, my perimenopause, menopause ladies, this is super, super important, and your blood sugar stability. And women in midlife need this way more, okay? Like, it's so much more important for us in midlife to be focused on this, okay? So instead of surviving on coffee and a granola bar and a salad, start building your meals around protein, fiber, healthy fats. Okay, so think things like eggs, Greek yogurt, and a little bit of fruit. Chicken, potatoes, and cruciferous vegetables. Or cottage cheese bowls, or a smoothie with like some balanced protein and fiber in there. And thinking meals instead of like that snack grazing that we do throughout the day. Okay, like full, well-rounded meals. Number 3 is stop treating exercise like punishment. Okay, this is another huge one. Your workout should support your body, not punishment. And many women are overdoing the cardio. They're under recovering. They're chasing that calorie burn, doing really high intensity constantly, already well inflamed and exhausted. And so movement should help regulate the stress, not become another stressor. So some better movement options. Again, you don't have to stop doing those things, but backing them off and doing a little bit more walking, focusing on, I love the legs up the wall pose. That is like one of my absolute favorite ways to get us out of fight or flight. Mobility work, lower stress movement, recovery focused training, stretching, yoga, those type of things. They can still be challenging, right? But they should also like allow your body to slow down and like think more active recovery, and walking is one of the best ways to do that, especially for like stress sensitive or inflammation sensitive archetypes. Okay. So number 4 is blood sugar stability. So if your blood sugar is all over the place, your cravings, your inflammation, your hormones, then energy often are going to be all over the place too. So instead of skipping the meals or aggressively fasting or eating carbs alone, focus on protein first, those balanced meals. Also a consistent eating window, trying to eat at the same time every day, and stabilizing your energy, because your body loves stability. Okay. It loves the predictability on those things. Number 5 is to create a nighttime downshift. So most women wait until they're completely fried at night before trying to relax, but your nervous system needs that transition time. Okay. So again, legs up the wall, really, really great one. Having the lights dimmed, maybe trying a magnesium glycinate supplement. Check with your provider before adding any additional supplementation into your routine. Stretching, breath work, reading, some calming music. We just want to reduce the stimulation before bed. So like no screens, at least an hour. I try to tell my gals like at least an hour at the very, very least before bed, because your body can't recover while it's feeling like constantly stimulated, right? Like it cannot shut down. So I want to talk about nutritional archetypes, because I've been talking about this a lot lately this month. So women need to stop assuming every body responds the same way, because some women they're like high inflammation sensitive, or some are highly stress sensitive. Some struggle most with like the blood sugar regulation, some burn through nutrients faster, and some just genetically are predisposed to recover poorly from intense exercise. And once you understand those patterns, everything changes. Okay. So some archetype examples, like the stress sensitive archetype, like these women are often wired but tired. They tend to gain around the midsection. They crash from overtraining. They crave sugar at night, and they plateau when they're suffering from chronic stress. Okay. Then the blood sugar sensitive archetype, like these women crash in the afternoon. They struggle hard with cravings, again, store belly fat more easily, and feel like shaky and anxious when meals are skipped. The inflammation sensitive archetype, these women notice puffiness, bloating, swelling, headaches, soreness, digestive reactions very quickly. And this is why generic plans they fail so many women. And, this is why guessing keeps women stuck. And it's why it becomes so expensive, is women spend years guessing, thousands on supplements, right? Trying random diets that they saw online or something that their neighbor or girlfriend tried. And they jump from program to program to program, blaming themselves when nothing works, when really no one ever taught them how to understand their body. And honestly, that's why I've shifted my entire business towards personalized data, these nutritional archetypes, blood work, and genetics, because most women don't need more discipline. They need clarity on what's really happening and why. Why does our body do that? So if today's training made you realize, holy crap, I have been guessing, that awareness piece alone can change everything, because your symptoms are not random, okay? Your cravings, inflammation, belly bloating, fatigue, recovery issues, puffiness, stress patterns, they're all cues. So if you're sitting there thinking, I think there's something deeper going on with me, I want to just invite you to book a free assessment call with me. It's a no pressure call. It's not a let me sell you something. This is a real conversation between the two of us, where we're going to look at your symptoms, your patterns, your stress load, your inflammation tendencies, your goals, and whether deeper testing like blood work or genetics may actually make sense for your body. Because your body is not random, ladies, and you deserve more than continuing to throw random guesses at symptoms and hoping something that finally works, okay? So thank you, ladies, so much for being here today. I know this conversation goes much deeper than just like weight loss, food, and inflammation. And it's really about finally understanding the body that you live in. And my hope is that today it helped you to stop viewing your symptoms as a failure and start seeing them as a way that your body is trying to communicate. So make it a great Thursday, and we will catch you next week.